Candace, you're a beautiful person. You're also a rat and a tattletale. Jesse, some people might think that you're a floater. I disagree. I think you're something much worse. You're a flip-flopper.
I love having a Big Brother. The parts I remember anyway.
I never joke about Big Brother unless you're a floater in the game.
We are live! Hey everybody, welcome to our Big Brother 15 live post-season type interviews right now. So you know the deal, you can follow me over at Twitter. I'm at Reality Recaps.
Holy Mother of God, McCranda's in the house. I'm so excited that I've brought you all into my bedroom. Ooh, I can't wait to get this going. You can follow me at Comedy Jonah on Twitter.
Okay, you can find me on Twitter at Judd Nation. And it's all caps, at Judd Nation. And then you can find me on Instagram at JuddBB15.
So, Judd, so many fan questions for you.
Okay.
We just need to get right into them. Silly Jones from YouTube says, you were the stud of the house. So, how are the ladies treating you now that the show is over?
Well, you know, we went to a meet and greet here in McCrae's town. You know, some woman gave me her daughter's phone number. You know, there's all kinds of girls wanting to meet me and stuff, which is really flattering and stuff. And I might have to take a couple of them up on it.
Oh, well, do it. I say do it. I say you take them up on it, Judd. Now, what is going on with the bear shirt? I told you on Twitter you should have bought them out, signed them. You could be making like $2,000 a pop.
They sold out, right? Didn't they sell out?
No, I actually bought this shirt in December for $12 at Walmart, and then after I got out of the show, it's like they're $100 a piece and stuff on eBay. It's just crazy to me.
Like 1,000, Judd. Like 1,000. And if you signed it, and you know, they could just be like, it's actually the shirt that I wear on the show, like 5,000. You know?
Yeah.
Pump that out, Judd.
I might have to pimp it out. I don't know. Maybe if for some wild reason they call me back to be on the show ever again, I might have to bring the shirt back, though.
Would you go back?
Oh, hell yeah. No, heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now, Judd, what is with all the controversy about everybody saying that they feel like that last POV challenge you gave up? Like, a lot of people feel like you gave up. So I kind of feel like I know why you did it, but God, I'm going to let you answer it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at some of the preseason interviews, I'm always saying how terrible I am at puzzles. I did win that veto puzzle, but it was like a completely different kind of puzzle. Whenever it comes to stuff like that, like I was actually cheating off of McCrae, and I was looking at the things that he put up, and I would put up the same thing, and I was like, you know, if I'm cheating off of him, clearly he's going to win this before I am, so I need to do something to make sure McCrae doesn't win. So I actually went to... I just gave up on the competition. I was like, I'm not going to even attempt it anymore. I'm going to count Andy's seconds because Andy had the most puzzle pieces up. And so I would count down from like 20 seconds, and whenever it got down to like 9 seconds, I'd be like, Andy, you have to go back and hit your button. I was like, Andy, hit your button, you know, because I knew if McCrae won, I was a goner. And so that's the reason I did what I did. And I think that was the best thing I could have done. I mean, of course, it didn't work out how I wanted it to, but... you know, that was my strategy, and I don't think it's a bad strategy. I mean, if it's a competition I'm not good at, why waste my time when I could try to help someone else in it? And I heard Spencer thought that he was almost going to win it. I'd like to know when the hell he thought that he was going to win it, because he hardly had any pieces up.
So how are you and Spencer now? Are you guys still as close as you were now as when you were in the house?
Yeah, I feel like me and him were never really that close. He stayed with me and my dad in Vegas, though. Like, we shared a room and stuff. Like, we get along. Like, we all share the same experience with each other. Like, I get a lot of heat about, like, Alyssa and stuff like that. But, I mean, like, we all shared the same experience, and, like, I don't have anything against any of my cast members, you know, at all.
He's like a distant cousin, right? Like, you see him once in a while. Hey, I'll give you a hug, but,
Exactly. Like, I like Spencer. I do like Spencer. But, I mean, I feel like me and him are so different. He kisses a lot of people's asses, and I'm totally against that. Like, whenever McCray won that last veto, Spencer should have been carrying him around feeding him grapes. Like, that was how annoying it was. So, like, I don't know. We're just two different types of people. Like, people think since we're both from, like, the South, that we're going to be so much alike and stuff. And me and him are more different than anybody. I'm more like McCray, Jeremy. Like, those are my best, like, dude friends from the show, for sure.
See, now, I was totally floored, Judd, because to find out that you're staying with Amanda and McCray,
Yeah.
I remember when you came back in the house and you were like, I hate them, this isn't the McCranda show, this is all about Judd, I can't stand them, I'm going after them, I'm going to kill them, and now you're, like, shacking up with them, and now you don't like Spencer. So I'm confused.
No, I like Spencer. Don't get it twisted, dude.
Okay.
I'm just No, I do like Spencer. I really do like Spencer. But I mean, McCray was my best friend in the house from day one. I don't think they showed it as much on the show. I've not seen the whole show, but I have seen like the first few episodes, and it doesn't show like where he told me that Nick said that he had a 4-person alliance that wanted to work with him before it even happened. You know, McCray was always collaborating with me, and the same with me. Like, I would tell him things. Me and him were really good friends. We still are. Like, I'd say he's probably my best friend for sure, without a doubt. You know, everything that happened in the game, I didn't try out for Big Brother to make big friendships. I tried out for Big Brother to win the game, and to fulfill like a lifelong dream I had. So that's why I was after them.
Yeah, John.
So I want to know what your homecoming was like, because we got to see shots of everyone in town really supporting you. Is there like a Judd sandwich in the local deli? Have you gotten the key to the city? What was it like?
Well, there's still banners and stuff hanging up around Inglewood, and you know, I'm actually having a homecoming party on October the 12th in Etowah, and you know, McCray and Amanda are coming, Nick and Gina Marie and Jeremy, they're all coming to it. So. And maybe Alyssa, I'm not sure about her. And maybe Jesse, too.
Really? And there's going to be bodyguards?
Yeah, we're definitely having security. I think that might be the best idea. Maybe not so much for me, but for other people.
Yeah, I would think so, Judd. I'm going to have to remind you of that.
Put that higher up on the list, Judd. With balloons, security.
Yeah.
Food, drinks.
Yeah, for sure. But it's gonna be fun. A lot of them are gonna be staying at my house and stuff. I'm looking forward to it. Show them where I'm from. Bring them to the mountains and stuff. Like, we're gonna have a blast.
Awesome.
And you're gonna go frog gigging?
No, frog gigging's a summer thing, so it's already like kind of getting a little chilly back home and stuff. So I'd love to bring them frog gigging. McCray's coming back to my house next summer, and I'm bringing them for sure.
All right, I know that you've explained it on the show. I am fascinated. I was one of the people who were like, what is he talking? I was convinced that you were saying something that I just didn't understand. I was like, oh no, that's the thing. I was informed. Thank you, Judd. You informed me on that during the season of Big Brother.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you got educated on frogging.
I am. I may be from New York. I spent all of my summers in the South. But more about your fans that want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Judd. This is from Other Vun in our YouTube room. He wants to know, how did your thoughts on Jesse, Aaron, and Alyssa change throughout the season? I'm just leave it at that. How did your thoughts on Aaron, Jesse?
Like when you started out, you had a certain way you thought about them, and then as the season progressed, your thoughts changed.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, I kind of had a year's minutes with Jesse. Like, we liked each other, but we were having to use each other for the game. I felt like it was best for my game if she went home. That's why I was campaigning against her when she was on the block. Then clearly I got blindsided and I went home. But I mean, when we were in jury finding out that we had a chance to come back into the game, I told her, I was like, you know, if I don't make it back in, you have to make it back in. And she said the same thing to me. We were very supportive to each other. Candace didn't really care about coming back in the game. As far as Aaron goes, I was never a big Aaron fan, and then just something happened. I guess we're both young and just wanting to have fun. The night before she got evicted, we started like making out and stuff.
Are you still a fan
of Aaron?
Uh-huh.
Well, she lives in Texas. I live in Tennessee. Like, we've not had a chance to be around each other. She can't make it to my party next week, so I don't know. Whatever happens, happens. We're in a really big transition period right now, like just trying to get used to like regular day life and stuff. So it's like not like what it normally would be when you're dating somebody or you're attracted to somebody. We don't have that same thing because we're like doing appearances, we're doing different things. We're so busy, and I'd like to see where it could progress from here on out, but who knows? And
well, I know I'm one of the many that was so glad that you got a second chance to go back in the house.
Thank you.
Because the way you were blindsided, I mean, Judd, you could see the color go out of your face. You were just, like when you get that pit in your stomach, and it was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So I was really glad to see you go back.
Yeah, it was like the feeling that you get, like, when you drank too much and you look at your text messages and you're like, oh, that's how I felt whenever I was getting blindsided.
Is that how you feel now? The chat room wants to know.
No, I'm not resentful at all about the show. I love Big Brother. I've always been a big fan and stuff. So, I mean, 5th place definitely is better than 10th place. So I'm really happy that I got to come back, and a few people went out in between, me coming back. And you asked about Alyssa as well. I've had a lot of backlash about Alyssa. I don't think a lot of people understand. Alyssa was one of my really good friends in the house. Whenever we first started out, people were like, don't talk to Alyssa. Do not talk to Alyssa. And I was like, I'm 26 years old. I'm going to talk to whoever the hell I want to talk to. And if I see somebody sitting around all day with nobody talking to them, of course I'm going to talk to them. And I didn't care if people got mad for me talking to her. She also helped us out with the MVP vote. Like, her having MVP, we could get out, like, random people all the time. It was supposed to be a non-floater season. MVP vote, all that really did was make it a floater mania season. And, that's not our fault. It was just the best way to play the game as far as the MVP went. I did turn on her because I wanted to work with her when I came back in. But she was so skeptical and, like, randomly wanted to work with Amanda and McCrae, and I was just like, that's weird, and I heard she wanted me out because Andy told me these things. And, I mean, also she put up Aaron and McCrae, which makes no sense. You should either put up Gina Marie and Aaron or put up McCrae and Amanda. Like, you have to put up couples. I mean, it's Big Brother. I'm surprised she didn't know that. And then she came up to me, she's like, all right, we're going to try to backdoor Amanda, so if you win the veto, you got to take Aaron off. And I was like, why did you not put up Amanda in the first place? She was so hard to work with. Like, she was this close to being an exterminator with us. Like, me, her, Spencer, and Andy had a big conversation. I felt like we were all on the same page, and then all of a sudden, she just flipped and said, oh, Judd, you're just so smart. We should all just listen to you. So I was like, I can't work with this girl. Like, I love her. Like, I think what gravitated me and Alyssa more to each other is we both kind of reminded each other of people that we grew up with. You know what I mean? She said that she reminded me of all the guys she grew up with in North Carolina. And the same thing, like, we would talk about stuff that didn't have anything to do with a game for, like, a long time. Like, I loved Alyssa, and I still do. Like, and her family's so nice and everything, but, like, I got such a backlash for turning on her, and especially some of the comments I said, which I have apologized for a million times. But, I mean, it's Big Brother, I'm not there for people to pick me off. I'm there to win the game just like everybody else is. So I'm sorry that I turned on her, but I had to. She turned on me.
It's the game.
Yeah, for sure. It's a great game. It's a crazy game.
It's a game. And as we've said all season, being mad at people for lying, backstabbing, manipulating in Big Brother is like being mad at a football player for playing with the football. Or something else sports related. So let me ask you this question, because it's kind of a little bit what you were just saying. Kim Solari on YouTube wants to know, do you think that it was a mistake when you came back in the house that you did not align with Amanda and McCrae? So do you think that was a mistake not aligning with them when you came back in the house?
Absolutely not. I mean, they're my best friends. Like, well, McCrae's my best friend. And the thing is, coming back in the game, like, they're the reason I left. Them and Helen. I was after them two, Helen and Andy. Luckily, Andy wanted to flip, and that's what I wanted. I wanted people that needed people to work with them. That's what I wanted coming back into the game. And so, like, I was 100% after Amanda. Like, no, there's no way in the world I would have worked with him. Maybe after Amanda left, it might have been smart for me to kind of expose the exterminators to McCrae and work with him. I did tell him a few times, I was like, you need to vote for me to stay. It'll tie up the vote, and it's going to confuse Spencer, and he's going to think that Andy did it, and that will keep me in the game. You know, and then I was thinking if I stayed in, I would tell him then. But, I mean, it's so much. It's a big, huge what-if game. Like, we play that game all the time. Every one of us, like, what if we know this? What if we know that? And then if you watch the show, which I've not even seen the whole season, I've just seen a few episodes. When you watch the show, like, you see people's DRs, but you don't have that opportunity when you're in the house. You don't know what people are really thinking. So, I mean, it's craziness, and, you know, I don't regret anything I did. I think the Exterminators was the smartest idea I could have had. I would have at least made Final Four if McCrae hadn't won that last veto when I went ballistic and threw stuff off the counter and stuff. Bad sportsmanship. Sorry about that, y'all.
No, we loved it, Judd. It was getting to be like a little snoozer there at the end. We needed a little something.
Well, I'll give a little something. I had to hold my tongue back so many times in that house. I'm normally a confrontational person, and in the game, I really just had to bite my tongue a lot. There were so many times I wanted to just yell at people. There was a time with Howard, he kept saying people were scared. I was like, I'm not scared, dude. Where are you getting this at? Like, I don't know why you think I'm scared. And, like, Howard could have beat the smithereens out of me, but I'm not scared. Like, I've had an ass whooping before. I'll have one again. Like, not scared of you, Howard. Which I like Howard, but at the time, he kept saying everybody was scared, and he'd be like, putting his head down and be like, saying stuff that made no freaking sense to us. We're like, what are you talking about, Howard? You don't make any damn sense.
We saw. You're obviously not up to that episode yet, but trust me, there's a whole edit about Howard not making sense to any of you, and I believe
really? Yeah,
you are the voiceover for the entire thing, the entire part of it.
Oh, it showed me talking about it?
Yeah. Yeah, it showed you were kind of like the voiceover talking about how he talks in circles and no one can understand him, cut to like the Dodo music where he's actually doing it, and it's a big funny thing.
I love that. Thank God. Editors do this good.
Go ahead, John. Do you have a question?
Well, you know, the one thing I couldn't understand, I mean, we're talking about Alyssa, you know, just for a little bit, and just right early on, I mean, it was just anti-Alyssa. She looks like someone. We don't know who it is, but we don't like her. And it was early on. What was going on with that? That was kind of odd. Like, especially even when they got to say, okay, she's Rachel Riley's sister, why didn't she tell us? Oh, she's hiding something. Oh, she's devious.
Well, I don't think it showed it on the show. I have seen this episode, but whenever we were, like, lined up to go inside the house, I looked up, and I was like, that's Alyssa. That's Rachel's sister, Alyssa, because I'm a huge fan of the show. I seen on season 13 when Rachel won, Alyssa was in the audience with her mother. And I was like, that is Alyssa. But I was also kind of scared thinking other people might be related. And so I kind of kept my mouth shut. I was like, I have to use this information if I need it. But right now I just need to keep my mouth shut. And then, like, McCrae and Caitlin both being from Minnesota, you know, I was like, maybe they're kin to Janelle, you know, like, so many things were going through my head. And so I was really, and people thought I was Howie's brother, and I never even knew that until later on. So, I mean, I just was trying to keep it secret, but, I mean, I knew who Alyssa was immediately. But I also explained to people, I said, let's say I have a brother that's really good at golf. I'm terrible at golf. I've hardly ever played golf before. Just because Alyssa has a sister that's played Big Brother twice doesn't mean that she's going to be a good game player. And I tried to tell that to people so people wouldn't look at her as such a big target. Because I knew that we needed her around because that MVP thing changed everything. We could get, no matter who the head of household was, we could have whoever we wanted out based on Alyssa. So it worked out wonderful for us. And she was a great ally. It would be stupid not to work with her. And I think people that didn't work with her kind of really missed out.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people gave her flack because they're like, oh, she's just giving away the MVP. But I thought it was smart of her to use it because it kept her in the game.
Yeah, it was very smart. She did the MVP perfectly. She couldn't have done it any better, and I'm really proud of her for that. She had good gameplay. I don't think that I really gave her credit for her gameplay until after the show, and I've seen some of the episodes, her conversations with people. When you talk to Alyssa, she seems kind of ditzy, I guess you would say. And you don't think that she's really thinking about the game, but she was thinking about the game the whole time. She's a very smart player. And
No, you could tell she was a very smart player. You can tell that she didn't let things affect her, like even some of the situations with her and Amanda.
yeah,
But the thing that she kind of got a little flack with also was her social game.
Yeah.
And, you know, a couple interviews back on your reality recaps, we asked her about it, and she had said so much of the kind of negativity that happened so early on in the house affected her social game. Did you think any of that maybe is true, or did it affect your social game a little bit?
no, I had a great social game. Like,
Oh, you had a great social game. I know, we know that. We didn't know if it could be even better, but it
my
was great.
social game almost messed with me, though, because I was friends with too many people, and too many people were wanting alliances with me, and it made it, like, confusing, and people would collaborate, and they'd be like, wow, Judd's friends with you too, and you know what I mean? But Alyssa, though, I can definitely see why that would hurt her social game, because people wouldn't speak to her for days. Like, she would just be sitting down by herself for a whole entire day, and it killed me. Like, I had to go talk to her and stuff. I was like, how are you today, you know, like, and talk to her a little bit, and people would get mad and be like, why were you just talking to Alyssa? I'm like, because I can talk to whoever I want to, and nobody's telling me that I can't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Alyssa, she put up with a lot of stuff that I don't think I could have handled at the beginning of the game, because it's already weird enough moving into that situation where there's cameras everywhere, microphones everywhere.
Strangers and yeah,
and then
like
you have
one bathroom.
Yeah, and then you have like you had like 12. She had like 12 or 13 people like.
The one bathroom, yeah.
No, I definitely agree with I definitely agree with you that it was hard for Alyssa in the beginning with everybody not liking her. All right.
Shout out to Brian Lynch. I really appreciate your support. You know, being in the house, you don't know if anybody's supporting you. So to come out and find out that like you did what you did for me and stuff, I really appreciate that so much. Hit me up on Twitter. Send me a DM or something. I'd love to talk to you. I really appreciate you.
He is good. He is an official live feed reporter. Okay, so now, where did she go? Oh, here we go. Shelby Anderson from YouTube says, Judd, I'm in a wheelchair and single and just want you to know that you'd be my dream date. But aside from that, what was your biggest regret being in the house? Or biggest regret from being in the house?
Okay, well, first of all, I appreciate your love and love right back to you. My biggest regret in the house, oh man, probably being working with Amanda McRae from the beginning.
I mean, we're on Amanda's laptop now.
They're in the house with you.
They're coming from inside the house.
Yeah, we're best friends, but I mean, like, the whole MVP thing and everything, it kind of screwed me. And I think it's really because Julie talked to me so much that made people think that I was MVP. Because we would always be looking for, like, who's Julie going to talk to this week? And almost every week she would talk to me. And it made me look so shady, you know. I was like, But, yeah, my biggest regret, not McRae, because I think me and McRae could have had a really good, solid Final Two deal. And I don't even think the show showed me and McRae's Final Two deal. We had a handshake. It's like we hit fist, and then we went like this. And it never even showed that on the show. Feeders might have seen it, but that's my biggest regret.
Feed saw it. I don't believe that made show. But, yeah, the feeders know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's my biggest regret, I guess. And maybe not, like, collaborating with Alyssa as much as I should have at the end, because I don't think she would have flipped on me if I would have talked to her more. But she was really hard to work with in the game. Like, I love her to death, but in the game, she was very hard to work with. Like, I mean, I love all these people. We went through a crazy experience with each other, and, you know, we had that bond. But at the same time, looking back at the game, I mean, we were all trying to get each other out. That was our mission there, you know. So, those are my biggest regrets. And I should have trusted Jessie a little bit more, but she was just talking too freely. You know what I mean? She just told stuff she shouldn't have told. She kind of screwed my game over a little.
Are you still in touch with Jessie now? I know a lot of people want to know that.
Absolutely. I at least text her every other day, for sure, yeah. She's a good friend of mine. We're just friends, but we're really good friends. I love Jessie. We're gonna be friends forever.
Oh, good. Oh, I know that a lot of people are thrilled to hear that. So
A lot of the ladies, whatever.
a lot of the ladies. So what was your favorite part of this season? I know we talk all about so much of the negativity wrapped around this season, but what was your favorite, whether it be challenge or thing you guys did? What was your favorite moment this season?
My favorite moment, and I have actually seen this episode, was when Gina Marie nominated Candace and Jessie, and it was almost like we were in church, and you shouldn't laugh about something that's going on, and you have to be like really good. And y'all couldn't see, but me and Alyssa were holding each other's wrist under the table like as tight as we could because we couldn't keep ourselves together. And I looked up at Amanda, and she laughed. I had to put my head down a little bit, and I couldn't keep myself together. It was insane. I was like, God, all these girls are gonna be so mad at me. They're gonna think I'm making fun of them for getting put on the blog. And afterwards, Alyssa's like, "Can we redo that? Can we redo that?" And because we had been laughing so hard because normally whenever you do a nomination speech, you're just like, okay, you're my target this week, and you're just a pawn this week. But Gina Marie just ripped them both a new one. She's like, Candace, you're a beautiful person. You're also a rat and a tattletale. Jesse, some people might think that you're a floater. I disagree. I think you're something much worse. You're a flip-flopper. And I wasn't done laughing about the stuff that happened with Candace. And me and Alyssa just could not keep it together. We were just holding each other's hands and wrists as tight as we could. And it was hilarious. Like, at the time, it was kind of annoying because I was like, oh, man, we're going to look like assholes on TV. But, it was a hilarious moment in the house for us.
Judd, your impression would make Gina Marie very proud.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
She would love. Now, speaking of that, Judd, I have a comment from Bethany, TTYL, over on YouTube, and she just wants to say thank you so much for all the fun times that you brought to everybody watching this season, Judd, and she hopes that you will be one of the people, or you're the only person she wants back for All-Stars from this season.
That means a lot. I really appreciate you saying that. We had a lot of downtime in the house, so I guess you might have seen like the fake bodies I put in people's bed and stuff like that. Like, I like to do pranks and stuff. That's just normal JUDD. Like, that's what I do at home. That's just me. I was completely myself the whole entire time. The only time I wasn't myself is when I would hold back and not say stuff to people whenever I was kind of aggravated. But the whole pranks and stuff, that's just me back at home. You can ask all my friends and family, and they'll tell you the same thing.
Well, there you go. It was very
I would love to do All-Stars, by the way. All-Stars, hell yeah, put me in there.
Well, Judd, I fear maybe your battery's dying was the little doot that I heard. But we need to wrap it up. So, is there anything that you want to say to your fans? Anything that you want to leave your fans with? Anything like a final message where to find you?
Where can we find the shirt? Everything. We want to know.
The shirt, I can't really help you guys on that. I wish I could, but apparently, like, Walmart doesn't sell it anymore, and it's only on eBay, and it's really expensive, and I apologize for that. If I had a way to get y'all shirts, I sure would. You can also find me, I guess you guys have already put the link, on Twitter at JuddNation, also on Instagram at JuddBB15. I really want to thank all my fans. I don't even like to call them fans. They're my supporters. People that supported me during the game, because you don't know if people hate you or love you. And so to come out and have all this love that y'all have given to me, it's just been overwhelmingly positive, and I love it so much. I know there's some people that are mad about some things that I said about Alyssa, whoever their favorite person is. Y'all have to understand it's a game. We've all said stuff about people. We have so much downtime. And it's almost like Lord of the Flies in there sometimes. And I do apologize about certain comments that I've said. But, live with somebody for 90 days without being able to leave and see if you don't say anything bad about them. It's almost impossible.
Good point.
But yeah, I love all my supporters, all the people that have had my back, and you know, even people that don't have my back that just watch the show. You know, I really appreciate all of that.
Thank you so much, Judd. Everybody follow Judd on Twitter.
Yes, thank you, Judd. Great talking with you. Thanks for doing
Thanks,
this.
you guys. I love y'all, and thanks for the support. I really appreciate it.
All right, we will see you on Twitter. Everybody follow Judd.
JUDD Party Daugherty signing out.
Bye, everybody.
Well, that about wraps up our show for this week. Now, don't forget to head over to yourrealityrecaps.com to see all of our blogs, contests, and videos about Big Brother, Survivor, The Amazing Race, and even your favorite Bravo TV shows. And hey, speaking of, except, well, not really, you guys should know by now that you can take this show with you to go on your favorite tablet or mobile device. The iTunes and RSS links are below, and I even separated them between audio only and video. And for those of you in iTunes, do us a favor and give us a 5-star rating and, you know, a really nice review. Otherwise, I'm going to kick a baby. No, I am not going to kick a baby unless you are watching in YouTube and you do not thumbs up us and subscribe to this all-new channel. Alright, look, I'm not kicking any babies, people, but seriously, it really helps support the show when you guys do that, and it allows us to keep bringing you content like this, our live events, and prize giveaways. But if you guys really want to be a Gold Star supporter, you should do all of your Amazon.com shopping through the link over on our website, and even check out some of those ads, or you can simply make a donation to us right there, too. And look, I get it, money's tight. You guys try not having any because you spend all your time making videos like these. And hey, the easiest way that you guys can help support us for free is just simply to share these videos and everything that we do on Twitter and Facebook, or any social media website will do. We are literally on all of them. You guys can find us on them by simply going to yourrealityrecaps.com / the name of the website you're looking for. So /Tumblr, /Pinterest, you get the point. Of course, you can always click on the links all around this video, but people, look, the truth is, we just love interacting with all of you. It's why we do these shows. So please make sure that you leave us your question, comments, and suggestions, because you never know which ones we'll pick to be on the show next week, or even instantly if you are watching our live shows on our YouTube channel or in our Z-Box room. The links to that and everything I've mentioned in this video is in the description below it over on YouTube, or you can find everything over at yourrealityrecaps.com. Now, since I think I mentioned just about everything I possibly could, we will see you guys all in our next video. Bye for now.